Hey Bulldogs, how you doing? A couple of you may have missed this lesson, so let's do it together. 1, 2, and multi-step inequality notes. Woo! This is a good one. Hope you're standing up. It's going to be exciting. Here we go. So, perform each operation as indicated on both sides of the inequality. So this is an inequality right here. It's not an equal sign, right? That's an equation. But this means that one number, the number 5, is greater than the number 2. And the arrow, this is the arrow, always, always, always points to the smaller number. Make sense? Always. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. 5 plus 5 is 10. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 is less than 10. Subtract 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. Negative 3 is less than 0. Arrow points to the small number. Multiply by 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times 5 is 10. Points to the small number. Divide by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 2 divided by 5 is 2/5. Points to the small number. This one, I just gotta redo it. It's too big, sorry. Let me shrink this. Add a negative 5. 5 plus a negative 5 is 0. 2 plus a negative 5 is negative 3. Negative 3 is smaller than 0. Subtract 5. So 5 minus a negative 5 is really 5 plus 5, that's 10. 2 minus a negative 5 is really 2 plus 5, which is 7. Small number. Now, multiply by negative 5. 5 times a negative 5 is negative 25. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Woo! Thank you. I'm guessing some of you blessed me. That's what happens when someone sneezes. Or gesundheit. So negative 25 is less than negative 10. Here, the arrow switches. Notice everywhere else it continued. But here, the arrow switched, and we'll talk about it in a second. And then 5 divided by negative 5 is negative 1. 2 divided by negative 5 is negative 2/5. And negative 1 is less than negative 2/5. So what's happening here? The whole point of this whole story is that when you multiply by a negative number, or you divide by a negative number, you're going to get you're going to flip the arrow. You're going to flip the arrow. Got it? That's it. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, you flip the arrow. Let's continue. So, add 3, 1. Add 3, negative 1. Negative 1 is less than 1. Subtract 3. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. Still, the arrow stays. Multiply by 3, negative 6. Multiply by 3, negative 12. Arrow stays. Divide by 3, negative 2/3. Divide by 3, negative 4/3. Arrow stays. Negative 4/3 is less than negative 2/3. Add a negative 3. Negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. Negative 4 plus negative 3 is negative 7. Arrow stays. Subtract negative 3. So negative 2 minus negative 3 is really plus 3. That's 1. Negative 4 minus negative 3 is really negative 4 plus 3. Negative 1. Arrow stays. I switch colors because this is what's going to happen. Negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. Negative 4 times negative 3 is 12. And as you see, 6 is less than 12. And then divide by negative 3. Negative 2 divided by negative 3 is 2/3. And this is 4/3. And the arrow flips. What's the point? Again, just like before. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, arrow flips. Make sense? All right, let's do some math. So, this is an inequality. This means that You could almost pretend it if it's like an equal sign. So we're still going to isolate the x. So here we would divide by 4, and you get x is less than 4. This means that on a number line, which is what you're going to have to do, you have to make this number line. Here's the number 4. This means that if x is less than 4, it means that number 3 works, number 2 works, number 1 works. So I start at the number 4 and I go to the left. And all the numbers less than 4 are a solution to this right over here. Now notice I did an open circle. Open circle. Why? That means that it actually doesn't include the number. It does not. If I did a dark circle, that would mean that the answer would have been x is less than or equal to 4. But that's not the case, is it? No. It is just less than 4. So that's how we show it. Just like this. Number line. Moving on. Again, we need to isolate the term with x first. So subtract 10. It's not really again because we didn't do this last time, but 7x is greater than or equal to 21. Now we divide by 7, and yet x is greater than or equal to 3. Make a number line. Put the number 3 down. Now, does this number include 3? Oh, it sure does. Dark circle, off to the right. Boom. Here we go. Let's get all the x's on one side. So plus x, and you get negative 7x minus 3 is greater than 11. Let's add 3. And you get negative 7x is greater than 14. I'm now going to divide by negative 7, and alarm bells should be going off. When I multiply or divide by a negative number, I'm going to flip the switch. So what you get is x is less than negative 2. So I make a number line. Write down the negative 2. Open circle, I believe, because it does not actually include that number. It's just everything less than. And off to the left. Now, what if I'm not sure? What if I want to check my work? Well, I can take a number less than negative 2. Let's say negative 3. Plug it in and see if it works. So negative 3 times negative 8 is 24. Minus 3 is, you get 21 on the left side. Negative 3 times negative 1 is 3. 3 plus 11 is 14. Is 21 greater than 14? It sure is. So it actually works. Look at that. Okay. Last one. Let's add 2. I get 6. I might just change this right here. Is less than or equal to negative 3x. I'm going to divide by negative 3. And negative 2 is greater than or equal to x. Remember, when you divide and multiply by negative, you flip the switch. Now, this is actually a little confusing for me. X is less than or equal to negative 2, or negative 2 is greater than or equal to x. So what I like to do is I like to make sure the x, the variable, is on the left side. So x is less than or equal to negative 2. Why would I do that? Great question. This way, when the x is on the left side, this arrow right here tells me which way I'm going to run my line. So negative 2, dark circle, arrow points to the left, this goes to the left. Now, if I was using this here, it's still the same thing as this, but it's a little confusing because the arrow right here is pointing to the right. So that might throw me off a little bit. So if I always put the variable on the left side, I'll always get the direction of my arrow over here on my number line. Make sense? But make sure that you flip that. We're not flipping it because we've divided by or multiplied by a negative number. We're just flipping it because we flipped the x, okay? Which side of the inequality the variable is on, if we're going to speak like that. Okay. Let's do one more here. We'll do 2 more. Let's see. So I am going to see. This is weird that it's up here. Like I don't feel like they make it easy on us. Copy. Paste. Here we go. So I'm going to add 7, and I get x is less than negative 5. Flip that over, I get x is less than negative 5. And it's not a less than or equal to, it's just a less than. So I'm going to put a little open circle here on negative 5. And I don't like it there. I'm going to put it down here. It doesn't matter where it goes as long as we know what's happening. Look at that perfect 0, circle. That's it. Make sense? I hope so. How about, let's do something over here. Okay, let's do 2-step. So, let's cut and paste this. Make our lives a little bit easier. Okay, I need to isolate the term with the n. So I'm going to subtract 4. Subtract 4, and I get n over 3 is less than 2. I'm going to multiply. How do I get rid of this 3? I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. I get n is less than 6. I go here, I make an open circle. Let's see if I can make it perfect. Oh, it's so good. And then off the line, can I make a straight line? Oh, wow, it's really good at drawing. Go work on my arrows. That's it. N is less than 6. And if we want to test it, let's put 0 here. 0 over 3 is 0. 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 is less than 6. That works. You can always check your work, which I recommend. Let's do this one over here. I'm going to cut and paste. Make my life easy. Oh, look at all this junk over here. Here we go. So let's distribute. So we've got negative 3p plus 21 is greater than or equal to 21. Interesting. All right, subtract 21. Subtract 21. And you get negative 3p is greater than or equal to 0. Divide by negative 3. And we know the rule. We know the rule. When you divide by negative 3, a negative number, you flip the switch. So p is less than or equal to 0. And the p's on the left side. So, and it's less than or equal to. So I make a big fat circle here. I go left. And if I'm not sure, I'm going to plug in a number. Let's try negative, I don't know, 10. Negative 10 minus 17 is negative 17. Negative 17 times negative 3 is 30, 40, 51. 51 is greater than or equal to 21. That works. That works. Anything less than 0. Make sense? That's it.